What's happening?
Episode two of Life After Death, brought to you by Bars of Death with your host Bando. I'm here with special guest Five. What's going on, bro?
What's up, guys? What's up, Bando? How you doing, man?
I'm
to be
good,
here.
man.
That's a
Rocking
long
in the
time.
studio, rocking in the studio, bro. You just set that up, right?
Yeah, not too long ago. So, as you can see, I got a nice little backdrop now. There were plenty of days in the laundry room with the daddy long legs as my backdrop. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, I set this up. Shout out to my mom and my brother for actually buying me all like the wall, like the acoustic shit. They and my wife too, actually. So for Christmas they bought me all this shit. So like finally I get the motivation to start hanging shit up. And as soon as I like pasted my first shit on the wall, I'm like, all right, now I need this. And it's like tattoos from what I hear. I only got a couple, but most people who have tattoos say they're addicted. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, bro. I spent like was it not last summer, the summer before, my boy, he was gonna build a studio in his garage, and we spent the entire summer on it. We just fucking COVID hit and everything got too expensive. So we ended up giving up on it. But
yeah,
I know how it goes,
it's
bro.
definitely but the thing is, man, how the way it goes is fucking finding a way to make it happen as cheap as possible. You know what I mean? Like we all fucking same stature. I ain't fucking rich. You know what I mean? But like these monitors right here, like this laptop's mine, obviously.
Yeah.
But the monitors, like where I work, they sent me a couple monitors where I'm able to work at home. So like I'm like, oh shit, I can hook that up. I got like a port that like connects to different shit. Like I said, the acoustic wall, like this chair I got from my wife's salon, like a lot of the shit it doesn't look it looks like it costs a lot, but I made it work where I'm like either I'm getting a good deal on it or I'm getting hooked up. So that's the best way to do it, man. But having, no matter what you do, I think having a comfortable environment for creating is important. And I never really had that, so it ain't the best, it ain't Interscope Records here, but so.
Nah, I could tell that'll definitely get you in the mindset, bro. I honestly do most of my writing in the car, so I'm guessing you do most of your writing right there.
Yeah. I actually, matter of fact, when I write, if I sit down, it's just not the same for me. I pace a lot, so like I have my phone, I wish I've been trying to get back into like actually writing. That's why I actually copied this whiteboard behind me, so I can just like write ideas and shit on it. So that way it's there, I see it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, a lot of the writing happens down here on the couch over there that you can't see.
That's what's up, man. So what's going on? So I know before we set this up like, I don't know, probably like a month ago when you're well, actually a few weeks ago, I guess, when your project was supposed to drop.
Yeah.
But that got pushed back for some things. I don't know how much you want to talk. I know you said some of that stuff is hush hush in the post when you posted it, but how much of that can you talk about now and what's going on with the project as it stands today?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, I was gonna drop on 4/1. There was a big contest out here, like a performance contest.
Yeah.
And I knew a couple of the organizers of the contest, so I reached out to him, see what was going on. I had another dude ask me for one of the Grimo Cypher shit. He was asking me to open up for his EP release party. I had another feature I was waiting on to come back. I had another track. I'm like, you know what? I just got a lot of shit on my plate right now. Obviously, with I wanted to put the right promotion into it. I wanted to just make sure it was done the way I wanted, with that, like having 100% of my focus, you know what I'm saying? And putting the performances together. My boy's wife owns a dance studio, so I had I wanted to stand out and be different. That's all. I knew nobody was gonna roll up there with some dances and shit, so we had to kind of rehearse that. I had to actually take the beat. You had to send one beat 7 minutes long, so I had to do that and put the beats together of what I wanted to do and mash up and shit. You know what I'm saying? So there was just a lot that I had, and I'm like, well, the one thing I can put off right now is the project. And I thought 5/5 was actually a dope drop date anyway. So I'm like, you know what?
There it is.
So yeah, it's still on. Absolutely 5/5. I'm gonna do 3 installments. That I just feel like a lot of it has to do with the attention span and I wouldn't say attention span, but it's just the way society is. Like a 15-track album, man, like them days are dead and gone. We can still do it, but if I'm gonna do that, it's gonna be done fucking right. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So I'm gonna drop like a 6, 7, 8 track shit for my first one. So I'm actually gonna release the track listing probably later this week. And then probably thereabouts the same for like volume 2 and volume 3. Volume 2 I want to put out probably like around 4th of July ish. And then I'll drop volume 3 somewhere either fall or end of the year. We'll see.
That's what's up, man. No, you're right about the about attention spans. I've been cognizant of that. I mean, obviously, I'm in the middle of writing my own project right now, and initially I went in there thinking like, I'm gonna do this is my first solo project. I'm gonna do like 20 tracks. Mordo was kind of like, bro, you don't need to do 20 tracks. And ever since he said that, it's not even just the amount of tracks; it's like the amount of minutes in a song. It's like, how many verses am I going to do? Like 3 verse songs are just unheard of at this point, unless it's for a reason with like multiple features or something like that. Like you don't see a single artist, like a solo artist, do 3 verses.
Yeah, no, and another great example is the verses. And I hate to say it, like I hate to say attention span because it sounds like I'm shitting on my fans, my audience, because I got a short attention span too.
No,
we all do. That's just the society we're in. It's we want it now, instant satisfaction, instant gratification. You know what I mean? So, it's true though. You know what I mean? So in that same concept where nobody listens to 3 track verses anymore, they're ready to move on to the next one before we even get there. That's how much the timeline has shortened with our ears. So,
yeah.
If you give them quality, I think, and something that is like, I don't know, you ever seen that movie, Ocean's, I think is it Ocean's 11, where Brad Pitt's talking to Matt Damon, and he's like, you got to impress them. He's like, they're going to love you, but forget about you the moment you walk away. Like he's giving them that speech.
Yeah.
So anyways, for the viewers out there that are listening that might know that movie, that's kind of what it is. You got to grab their attention right away. And then also you got to be able to not forget about you, but they ready to move on. You know what I'm saying? Ready to move on to the next one. You got to take them for the ride. So
no, it's like that. It's honestly like that TikTok mentality, bro. Like I just joined TikTok like not that long ago, and it was mainly
open my window real quick.
Not go for it.
Yeah.
I joined TikTok specifically because I did a video over the summer, and my boy was like, "Just download TikTok, let's share it." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "All right." So then I started using it, and there's so many music artists that I found through there that'll just give you like this 30-second clip of them rapping or singing, and you're just instantly hooked, and you want more.
Right.
But when you go back into their music, you don't want like those 5-minute songs. It's hard to listen to it.
Yeah, man. It's true. I mean, I've done tracks and songs in the past. Obviously, I think most who've been following me up to this point know that there was a big gap in my career, where I wasn't doing nothing. But I found that since coming back, like just putting up them 1-minute videos and 30 seconds, I'll put different bars. I don't do it so much anymore because I'm just trying to evolve. But I just take different bars and put the same bar, and put it over different beats and enter different contests with it just to get exposure. It's like, if they love it, they gonna love it too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you get the people that are like, oh, recycle, but it's like you gotta expand your mindset. You know what I mean? I don't think that way. So,
bro, how many times back in the day did you hear like Lil Wayne or Drake or those type of artists go on like flex and freestyle, and then like 2 months later you heard it on a song? And you're like, oh shit, that was already a verse.
Right, because somebody who got a business mindset said, nah, we're going to make money off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's, Cannabis did the same thing. I could show you like 4 different tracks with the same exact Cannabis verse and like add it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People do that all the time. People who don't understand that, it is what it is, but.
Nah, you never know too, man. You switch it up sometimes. That verse might sound better on a different beat.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, like, I think, like, okay, to record it is like if I put out an album and I have a dope verse on the track and I use the same verse on another shit or as a feature for somebody, which I would never do, but I think that's different. But when we talking about these like contests and shit that we enter in, and fuck, especially for bread, like, fuck, you know what I mean? The first breaking record shit that I won was a compilation of verses that I used from the Static shit. I'm like, all right, well, the Static Selector likes this shit. I'm pretty sure these dudes will too. And I gave it a shot. And you know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Go what works. If you got a fastball, throw your fastball, especially when it's for money.
Hell yeah, man. So the project though, like what's to be expected, man? You've been working on it for a while. Like, is it something that you've been just grinding on for a while, or is it something that you're hoping to just, I know you said you want to stretch it into a couple different parts. So the stuff that you've already written, like that's going to be all on that first part, or are you still writing for the second and third or whatever?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you know, I got a bunch of tracks that like I've been sitting on, and you know, so for me as an artist too, like sometimes I gotta let it marinate. Like, you know, I'll write some shit, think it's dope. I'll wake up in the morning and be like, that's trash. I'll write some shit and vice versa. You know what I mean? I'll wait, I'll write some shit or record something, and then a month from now, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I recorded this joint, or I started this joint. This shit's dope. And then something I thought was dope 3 months down the road, I haven't put it out yet. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't put this out. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's timing is everything. Yeah, the project. I mean, there's tracks on this project that I recorded in August of last year.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So it's you know, you can expect the five that everyone's kind of gotten to know and love. You know what I mean? Obviously I dropped that If I Could joint with the video. That was me kind of stepping out of my comfort zone and just trying to do a little bit more vibes. It's new for me. I took a lot of time off, and I don't really listen to I wouldn't say that type of music, because you know that type of music is our music. That's what we do. There's just a wide. I'm trying to get wider, not deeper. You feel me? Because the lane I'm in, I'm so deep that it's like I can't see the light of fucking day sometimes. So I'm trying to get away from that bar heavy shit, and give people some you know, Sunday morning cleaning the kitchen type music, but at the same time, you know, stay true to myself. And what I do best is bring bars. So there's absolutely some bars on there. There's I got a real dope feature. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, man, I'm hoping that people like it, and you know, at the end of the day, I like it and I love it, and it's something I can call mine, and something I've been wanting to do, something that should have been done a long time ago, and I got so much shit to say that's why I want to do it in installments of Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, because it helps consistency too. You know what I mean?
So do you have videos shot for that project already, like besides the one you already released, or are you kind of waiting on that?
Yeah, no, I don't. But I also know that my guy works like real quick. Like if I hit him up and was like, yeah, as long as he's available. Yeah. If I hit him up like, yo, on Sunday, his turnaround time could be a couple days. You know what I mean? If I need to press it, we could press it. You know what I mean? It's not something where and he's busy too. You know, I don't make it seem like, oh, he's just waiting around, but he's a good dude. You know, I linked up with him, met him a year and a half ago.
Got you.
And you know, he's been helping me out with the visual. So shout out to Best Kept, Good Looks Media.
Shout out. That's what's up, man. So I want to get into you like as an artist personally, but I want to talk too about maybe some people didn't catch it because they're not on Instagram or whatever it may be, but that contest you were in on Instagram through Mickey Facts. And what's the app that was called? That it was that whole thing was based off of the Bars app. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Get Bars app. I think it's called. Or no, the Bars app is the actual app. Get Bars app is his Instagram handle. So yeah, no, it was dope. Mickey Facts like kind of organized it, and yeah, no, it was a real dope opportunity. I seen, you know, I just had somebody tag me in it, and same shit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna bring the bars. You know what I mean? It's a new audience, but the kicker is it ain't submitting a video where you upload it and tag him, and I got 1,500 tries to nail my video if I can record it and put my little effects over it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is something where he brings you onto his live and you gotta spit, and if you stumble, it's minus a point. If you flat out choke, you disqualify. So they did like a point system. They did like qualifying rounds and shit. And you got to get I think it's a 9 or higher, or 8.5 or higher. I forget what it was, something around there. And him and Daylight were, he had like a guest judge every Tuesday, and Daylight was the one where I spit. And that was the one where he was like, he made that face. That was dope. That was dope. But yeah, that was a big deal, man. That was a big contest.
What was that like though? Like obviously the first time, probably a little bit nerve-wracking, but you got through it, and obviously you gained some confidence. So, but as the weeks went on, I mean, I was watching it. You had guest judges on there that were just getting bigger and bigger in stature. When you had like Big Crit at one point, I think, and you had Lupe Fiasco. Like, were you getting more comfortable on the live setting doing that, or is it getting more and more intimidating as you went because the judges were getting more and more intense?
A little bit of both. I would say a little bit more just because a little bit more intimidating, and I would say intimidating, but a little more nerve-wracking, if you will.
Yeah.
The farther you go, because it's like, oh shit, we in it. You know what I mean? Winner gets to go on a Sway's Universe shit. My bad, yo. I've had like this cough all day.
It's all good, bro.
And you know, as just like any tournament, you know, when you start getting closer to the finals, you know what I mean? Like when I went up against you in the finals, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know who this dude Bando is. Like, you know what I mean? He into bars of death. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? That was dope. But yeah, man, I would say it did get a little bit like more comfortable just because it's repetition. I'm doing it. You know, I'm getting used to, okay, I know where I need to stand. I know where I need to like sit. I know where you know, the light hits me best. All of that I factor into, okay, what can I change next time to make myself more comfortable? And you just do it. So,
I mean, I watched all the videos, man. You killed it, which is crazy to me because your style is one where, like, obviously it's your style, so you're more comfortable in it, more comfortable with it than I would be. Like that fast paced, blah 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 blah. Like I do it, but like I know when I'm doing it, it's gonna be in the studio or it's on a video, like you said, or it's recorded, and I can try it a million times. But like doing that type of style live and knowing that if you stumble or if something happens, like you're gonna lose a point, that shit. It just fucking boggled my mind that you were able to get through. But you not only get through it, you were killing it. I mean, you got to what was your final placing in that?
5th.
but out of how many, bro? How many did you get through? That's the crazy part.
So altogether, like cumulative was 600, and then basically everybody that he passed through, you know, he would say 8.2, and then his guest judge would give a 10, and then they would look at the chat and like just kind of do like an aggregate. Mm-hmm. So of the 600, 78, I think it was, or 72, whatever the number was. Those were the ones that he passed through and waved through. Then he did like another pool, cut it in half. Yep. Once he got to like 40 something, that's when he started going head to head. So he wasn't bringing me and somebody up at the same time. That's when it really started getting kind of like, you know, not intimidating, but I was like, oh shit, I didn't know what to expect. It was the unknown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, these artists were good too, right?
So well, while I'm thinking about it, so fucking they just actually sent out Instagram message to like the season 1 finalists.
Yeah.
Because they got season 2 going on right now. Oh, and May 3rd, they're gonna be down to, I think, 24, the final 12, whatever it is, they're gonna put up against season 1. So they asked us to come back. So I'm gonna be doing it again. So basically, it's like head to head. It's not a battle or anything, but
yeah,
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much, to be honest with you. But fucking, I just got the message yesterday, so I'll be doing that on May 3rd. So I'll be letting everybody know about that. So I'm back at it again, yo. It's crazy.
So they're putting you guys back in at a chance to win it again in season 2.
Yeah. So matter of fact, hold on, just so I don't misconstrue words. Let me I'll just read this quick. He goes, okay, we just figured it out. We're gonna have all of y'all compete with season 2 contestants in the quarterfinals. This will be head-to-head competition. We're planning on doing it May 3rd. We'll be finalizing the schedule in a graphic soon. May 3rd, all 11 of you come back and be part of the competition against 21 winners from season 2. So it's 11. The dude who won ain't doing it again.
Gotcha.
So it's 11 of us. That'll be 32 MCs head-to-head. And 16 winners will move on to the semifinals. So I basically all the season 1 finalists get a bye to that. If I beat the dude next to me, I'll move on to the top 16 in this shit, just like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
good luck, man. Good luck, because I really, I mean, you get to a certain point in those types of competitions. I think we've all come accustomed to it, where it's kind of opinion based. But I know you're gonna get down to the finals at least again, bro. I think with a second shot, you're gonna take it, but. I'll be watching for sure. Definitely
we'll
make sure to keep me posted.
Yeah, no, absolutely appreciate that, man. But you know, it drains you, man. Like there was one night where I lost to like the dude who finished second, and you know, I thought I had won, but I talked to the dude. He's nice, no ill will whatsoever. But they put me up against this other dude, Vega, who was like the dude who was projected to. He's the dude who won it. Actually, he was the guy who's projected to win it at the time, and then he like fucked up. He in his car, he left. They put me up against him as a play-in, and fucking like, you know, the chat was like, oh shit. So he put us both through. It was crazy. It was crazy. So, yeah, it was real dope, man. So fucking they sent me like this like pack right here, like this little bar shit right here. Oh, it's like a little handkerchief, but like they gave me that hat right up there. on top of my little dude with the mannequin. I don't know if you can see him. I see. But like, it was legit, bro. Like they sent me like a duffel bag. I'm like, oh shit, this is dope. You know what I mean? Mickey Fax is a real good dude, yo. Real good dude.
Absolutely, man. Well, besides obviously getting through that must have been like crazy exposure for you. I mean, I'm guessing at least on Instagram alone, you must have gained a ton of followers from that.
Yeah, I would say probably like 1,500, maybe a little more off of that. Nice. Like it was one night that was like real big, and it wasn't. It was actually the night I was just talking about when I went up against that dude. That was the night like I feel like I gained respect. Mm-hmm. Because the people were like, "Oh my God, you got to find a way to get Vega back in, get Vega back in, get Vega back in." And then once I lost to that dude Carter, they were like, "Yo, you can't let 5 go either." And then somebody said, "Put 5 up against Vega," and they're like, "Oh shit, that's the one we want to see." And Vega was like the crowd favorite, but people in the chat outside of my people were like, "Oh, yo, 5." Yeah, it was dope. It was bang. I'm getting pumped up just talking about it.
No, dude, that's dope. So yo, I mean, if nothing else, I mean, you've definitely been putting yourself in a situation lately, especially between that and the radio show you did, and then obviously these live performances you've been doing, which is just dope because that's how you gain followers. I mean, you can only do so much strictly online. Obviously, with those types of competitions, that's a whole different ball game. But I mean, a lot of people, including myself, I mean, there's only so much I could do on Facebook. I have to start getting myself out there to get followers. But that's exactly what you're doing. So. Good for you, man.
You know what, man? I think that we owe it to ourselves. Like, it first of all, it depends on what you want out of it. If you want to be, bars of death champion, and no, I don't say that like demeaningly. Yeah. I say that as in if you want to be, shout out to Ulysses. If Ulysses is somebody who does much more than that. That's an accolade on his belt. If you want to be fucking the champion of X League, if you want to make money off of this shit, and you want to make autotune. If you just do it because it's a stress reliever, no matter what your purpose is, stay true to it, and you will absolutely get out of this game what you're looking for, as long as you put in the work.
Absolutely.
But I think that as artists, try different platforms. Try TikTok. I know dudes like that dude Caveman. He's fucking killing it on TikTok right now. That's where he's getting his followers. Yeah. I was able to garnish a big chunk of my foundation through Bars of Death. Through Capital Rap Battles, through the 50 Bar Challenge. Those are like the 3 main ones that really catapulted, because you know how it is, bro. Like your city, like, yeah, your boys back you and shit, but the ones who like be like, ducking behind the bushes and shit, they're watching what you're doing, but they ain't gonna endorse you, or they ain't gonna support you rather until others endorse you. So when I started getting an outside buzz, that was when my city was like, oh, all right, oh, he is dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it goes.
So, I mean, let's go back to that then. Let's go back to your city. I mean, Providence. That's where you're born and raised?
So I'm not.
At least in Rhode Island?
I'm not. I mean, I could probably throw a rock and hit Providence from where I'm sitting right now. But I'm not from Providence. You know what I mean? Okay. Rhode Island is the smallest state, as you know. So anytime I go away on vacation to somebody who's from out of state, I say everybody does Providence, Rhode Island. That's just that's the city that rings most true. But I'm from a town called Cranston, which is right on the border of it. Okay. But I played I got friends all over every city. I play sports and shit. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
But I've lived here my whole life. Lived in Rhode Island, born here. I love it. It's home, man.
I mean, musically, inside the city, or inside Rhode Island as a state, I guess. Do you have a lot of influences musically through there, or did you kind of just come up organically on your own just by listening to hip hop music? Like, how'd that transpire for you?
Yeah, absolutely. There's, I remember going to my first show, which was Mr. Lift and Acrobatic, and it was like the dopest show. Like I was like I said junior in high school. Yeah. So by this point, as a junior, like I was already into hip hop. Like I was already into Jay-Z, Eminem, Terror Squad, Nas, Diddy. Like, that was like Biggie. That was like our era right there, Yeah. So I always been an avid hip hop fan first. You know what I mean? Eminem and Big Pun were like the 2 biggest dudes that like attracted me because I was so impressed. It shows in my bars the complexity of it. I liked that. I appreciated that kind of rap, and I studied it just like by way of nature, by just listening to it over and over and over again. I've always done it. I started recording, I would say after high school, probably like 05, 06.
Okay.
I used to battle though back in the day, like in high school and shit. Who didn't, right? Who's at this stage now? But like, I was always, I was always like the class clown, funny dude. So, I know how to make people laugh. So I would just, think of something that's funny and then build the rhymes off of that, like right backwards almost. Like, start with the punchline and right backwards. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I probably still do that today. Can you hear my dogs barking? They're fucking going
a little bit. It's not a big deal.
Damn.
I got the same thing. Mine just happened to pass out for this. All right, so you've been at it since 05. I mean, when do you think? I met you through Bars of Death, so I don't know how active you were like right before I met you, or if you were just then getting into it again. I know for me, like I don't know, I'm speaking to myself specifically. Like I think COVID literally basically got me back into music because so many people were fucking bored, and then I found Savage Sundays and then eventually Bars of Death, but it's kind of reinvigorated me to the point where like I wasn't writing shit for like 8 to 10 years. And all of a sudden, like I'm back at the studio recording. I mean, how did it work for you? Were you active before all the COVID shit and the Bars dead? Like how long has it been? Like how long of a break did you have there? Because I know you said you had a long break.
Yeah. So I came up with this dude, Rays, and we played like literally together for real. And he was always somebody who was like the the yin to my yang, where I might be a little like timid to go up to the promoter and be like, yo, can I get on the mic? Like he would like walk up and just grab the mic and be like, yo, y'all gonna listen to me. This is me and Five. You know what I mean? He was like the stern dude. And I just always brought the bars. So we split up. I wouldn't say split up. He just moved. He moved to California. We went our separate paths. I met my wife. I had my kids. I did the family thing. He was just always the dude that was just organizing everything. Yo, I got us some studio time. Yo, I got us a show. I didn't have to worry about it. Nor did I know how. I didn't do any of the networking. I just showed up and rapped. And people, I met people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to do it. So I stopped doing it in like 2011, bro. That was the last time I was in the studio. And you just kind of gravitated away from it, but it never leaves you. Like, on my way to my 9 to 5, I'll be listening to beats and instrumentals and shit on YouTube and just, making up raps in my head. Yeah. And I wasn't writing or songwriting, you know what I mean? In 2018, I went to a show that Flawless performed at. He threw a free show for the city. I don't know if it was promoting like one of his albums or whatever, but we went, me and my wife, my boy Dave, and like, it was a big venue, but not like anything Dunkin' Donuts Center or fucking TD Garden. I was close enough where it was just sitting right there. I was probably a little buzzed too, but either way, I just remember feeling like, yo, that should be me. I can do that. I can do it. I know I can. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, maybe it was the maturity where this is August of 2018. And then I started writing again. And then I got back in the booth in January in 2019. That was the first time I stepped in the booth since 2011. I did Grimo Cypher in 2019. I ended up doing my first one in August. That was like 9 full months of like writing, recording. And then 2020, really forced me to kind of write. Everybody, we were quarantined. So absolutely, I think that helped everybody. And then that's when I got noticed with the 50 bar challenge shit. And I'm like, yo, I've been selling myself short. Like, I just had Static Selector endorse me and be like, yo, this dude's nice. Shit, I need to take myself more seriously. You know what I mean? And that was when I started really taking it, more serious.
Yeah, dude, I didn't know till like pretty long after I met you, or at least I met you through the page or whatever, that you had done that Static Selector shit. So that was pretty crazy. And then hearing the him talk about it and then play you on Shape 4-5, that was crazy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was dope. That was dope.
But I mean, definitely. I mean, I could say as a fan since whenever we battled against each other. I mean, well, I shouldn't say battle, but went up against each other, man.
June. That was June of last year.
It feels like forever ago, bro.
It does. It's almost been a full year. The reason I remember is because my daughter had a dance recital that day or that night. Yeah. And, obviously I wasn't glued to my phone. And once I got out of there, walking to my car, I seen that they posted the video, and I'm like, oh shit. So I listened to your shit on the way home. I remember that's the month of it. So
that shit, I'm gonna tell you, bro, that contest got me going. Like I was pretty driven to get back into it before, but when I lost to you in the final, I was like, God damn, because the first few rounds got my confidence up. Like I was like, yo, I'm new to this page. I'm cruising through this contest right now. I was actually surprised by it, but it just kept going. Yeah. Smooth. Then I hit you, and I was like, all right, if I can beat him, who everyone clearly thinks is like the favorite right now. Because when I first came in that contest, I was not sure who you were yet. Like I knew of you, but I wasn't sure who you were. And as I watched you go through the rounds, I'm like, this is a fucking problem. Me,
but I appreciate that.
That's changing, bro. Nah, but that shit drove me to get like, I'm gonna win this fucking contest next time, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Hey, man, that's it. That's how you gotta be, man. You gotta be hungry and stay hungry. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, that was a good contest. And I've been in Bars of Death for a little while. I've seen progression and growth not only in myself but in everybody, man. There's a lot of artists who were in it in the beginning that I don't really see too much of anymore, and then there's other artists who every verse of the month, every tournament, like they always in there and they doing it, because they love it. They're getting better at it. We inspire each other. You know what I'm saying?
How did you get introduced to? I'm always curious how people got in there. Like, how did you get introduced to Bars of Death?
So, somebody from Grind Mode had posted a video in January of 2020. And there was a submission for that dude Young Stitch from LRP.
Okay.
Lunch with Poets. So I didn't know who he was, and I'm like, you hear, and shout out Young Stitch, dude's a beast. We've talked a couple times, but I say that to say this. I'm not shitting on him, but like usually I see Young Stitch, I'm like, who the fuck's Young? All right, Lil something, Young something, and I listen to him, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker is nice. I'm like, okay, I'll jump in it. So I jumped in it, and I got shown a lot of love from including Stitch himself. A lot of comments, and I was like, oh shit, dope. So I was always on Instagram, just putting that's how I met OG Verbs, was through Instagram.
Okay.
Just putting my bars out there for people to hear it. That's it. I just want exposure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're hoping for the lottery. You're hoping somebody fucking sees it and is like, yo, I want to fucking sign this kid, right? Even though I wouldn't sign it, but anyways. So I entered it, and then I seen that, or so it might have been Jason or somebody had reached out to me and was like, "Yo, there's a tournament," and that was in Capital Rap Battles. This is actually the first time I heard Mac Hazen and Ted too. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
And they did like a tournament, and it wasn't a battle tournament, but it was just like a kind of like a head-to-head kind of deal. At the end, rather, actually, it was like a pool. It was like Final 8, Final 4, and then Final 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Jason had started messaging me. Yo, you're nice. Would love for you to hear more of you, this and that. So this is before the 50 bar shit. So I had kind of garnished some fans from there first, and not only fans but other artists that I work with as well. You know what I mean? That we know today. So they were following me in that shit. And then there's this other dude who used to run Bars of Death that asked me to come in it. I was like, yep, no problem. That's why I met when I met Fats. Fats was in it at the time. What up, Fats? And fucking, they were doing like little like $5 tournaments and shit like that. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Again, exposure.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then Jason ended up taking it over. And then I'm not going to shout out Jason because I'm just playing. That's my dude, man. He's been with me, honestly, probably one of the longest, like, tenured, like, dudes that I've communicated with, like, back and forth. So he's a good dude. And I love what they've done with the page. You know what I mean? They're always looking to progress and, put a platform out there for artists like ourselves to, gain some new ears. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro. Shout out the squad, bro. They just got their 5,000 today. I think it was today. At least he announced it today.
5,000, man.
But hell yeah, bro. They're growing. I mean, they're doing the live show. They just let me start this podcast for them, so there's a lot going on right now.
Absolutely. I got nothing but love for Bars of Death, man. They gave me opportunities. I got nothing but love for Breaking Records, 50 Bar Chat. Anybody that's that I've met that has shared the same love for this shit as I have, you know, I wish I didn't take as many years off of it as I did, man, because you know, but it's you can't control that. You can only control tomorrow. So
I'm right there with you, bro. Like I said, I think, well, I shouldn't say I regret it, because I think it gave me more to write about and made me more mature. Because back then I was rapping about shit I should not have been rapping about. I won't show, like, I don't not show people my shit because it was bad. I don't show people shit because it was like the most cap shit you ever heard in your fucking life.
Yeah, everything matters. Like, you know what I mean? And like including the shit that we talked about doing that we didn't, or including, like, you know, rapping because you idolize these people who are doing it, and you know that in your heart and in your brain you could put the words together like they do too. But you don't have enough life experience when you're younger to have more to talk about, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, I got you.
Everything comes together, man. So you're right in saying that you have to go here to get here. And no matter how long that bridge is, as long as you get there, man, you know, fuck it. I told myself, if I never made $1 off of this shit going forward, would I still do it? And like 10 years ago, the answer was no. Today is absolutely. You know what I mean? I didn't know that then.
Well, that's why I say. I mean, I say it all the time. Like I'm probably not as driven to make money off it as like some people are, for sure. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out there grinding it. That could change when one of my project's done and everything. But if you don't have like a genuine love for it, and you are just like, those are like the Waka Flockas and the Lil Yachty's, who have literally both, I said this in the last interview, but they both admitted like they don't even like to rap. They're not very good at rap. They both acknowledge it, but they know they have a following. They're going to make money. I'm like the complete opposite. I probably won't make a lot of money off this for the time being if I don't change things that I'm doing about it. But for now, I'm just enjoying like venting on a beat.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right, bro. It's whatever you want out of it, man. You put up a good point. Like there's like, it's a job for some people. You know, I'm a big wrestling fan, right? Mm-hmm. So there's dudes like Kevin Nash who hated fucking traveling and hated being on the road, and like he did not even like wrestling, but they were fucking paying him because he was 6'10" or 7 foot tall, and he did it. And then there's other dudes like CM Punk who fucking walked out of the company because the money don't fucking matter to him. He's putting in the work and he's grinding, and all he wants is change. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's the same concept mentally. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, yeah, no, as artists we go through that too. So don't ever get discouraged, man. Just keep pushing, because I did, and like I stopped. You know what I mean? That's the advice I would give to anybody. Just keep pushing.
Absolutely, bro. That's crazy too. I used to be a huge wrestling fan. I had no idea that about Kevin Nash, bro. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. He's like, there's other names. Believe me, there's a lot of people, but they just look at it like a job, man. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, you know what I'm saying? That like the Lil Yachty's can't exist. Oh yeah. We ain't got to shit out. Like, you know, when I was in high school, it's like, oh, mumble rap, this and that, and it's like, that's the wrong mindset. It's do you, bro. Like, as long as you ain't treating me like shit as a person, I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck what you do, because hip hop is big enough for all of us to eat. So
that's how I feel about it. I mean, I just don't like the ones that came out. Like, I forget who it was. There's been a few of them that have just come out and been like, oh, I'm better than Tupac. Like, Biggie sucks. Like, all this different shit. I'm like, bro, respect what came before you, because you wouldn't even be sitting here. You know what I mean? Yeah, those are the ones I can't stand.
You know, there's people who are stuck in that like boom bap too. Like, be like, oh, yo, like somebody like, I'll give you a perfect example. Lil Baby. Right? You put Lil Baby in Funk Flex or Sway's Universe with fucking somebody sitting next to him like Black Thought, this motherfucker is going to kill it, and he's going to tear it down, and all these people are going to be like, oh, shit, he got bars. But if I played you a Lil Baby album, you wouldn't even let me get through fucking 3 songs, because your mind just hears the auto-tune, and you're like, you check out right away because you're stuck in that 1993 guru shit. And believe me, I got friends on that side, I got friends on this side who are like, I ain't listening to that boom bap whack shit. All they listen to is the auto-tune shit. So as an artist, and that's fine, you can pick whatever, but as an artist, it's like, you want to be all things to all people at sometimes, but you also want to try new things too, you know, and see where it goes. Maybe you've got a bigger fan base over here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. Honestly, my musical taste is whatever sounds good. You know what I mean? Like I could give a shit less if it sucks to me, I'm just not gonna listen to it. That's just how I feel. Like it's opinion based at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I listen to whatever sounds good to me. It could be auto tune or it could be something that fucking I don't know, boom bap shit in like 1993. You know what I mean? That's like a nursery rhyme type
makes
shit.
You feel good, bump it. That's it.
I mean, bro, I think of it all the time. Like, bro, like shit that came out back then that couldn't happen now. Like that. I think of like Today Was a Good Day, the Ice Cube track. I'm like, bro, if that came out today, people would be dying laughing. But that shit was a hit back then.
Yep. No, bro, Eminem, like literally the biggest hip hop star in the world in history. If he came out today, probably wouldn't be as successful. Definitely wouldn't be.
No, he'd get canceled immediately.
But that's my opinion. He would have a fan base because there's a lane for that too. You know, there's the Hobsons of the world and the Fs and dudes like that. But he was a perfect storm. He was like this is what, you know, he was making fun of them and saying he said what we were all thinking at the time. You know what I mean? And he was white, obviously, endorsed by Dr. Dre. Sometimes that it's a perfect storm is what it takes, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes it's dudes like J. Cole who sat outside of like fucking Rockefeller Records waiting for Jay-Z with his CD and grinding and saying, hey, yo, shooting his motherfucking shot. Sometimes that's what it takes too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's no right or wrong way is my point. There's no right or wrong way. Just do whatever's in here and you'll get out of it what you're looking for. I promise.
Absolutely.
That's what I tell myself every day, man.
I mean, speaking of Cole, because I'm just speaking for myself, but I guess I'll turn it into a question. Like with Cole, he's my favorite artist by far. Like I've been following him since day one. He's just become my favorite artist, and I feel like he's gotten better. And it's like his newer, like this, like I used to love Drake, right?
He is getting better. I agree.
Like there's people like Drake, right, who I loved when he came out. Like I was listening to him before when he was doing like mixtapes before Wayne really even got a hold of him, and then Wayne got like I just feel like his last few albums just aren't for me. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because he hit those like trends, like when the Migos came out, or like when certain types of rappers came out, he went with them and tried to mimic it, but make it his own at the same time. I just wasn't feeling it because I like when Drake raps how Drake raps. If you like, once in a while it worked. Like he killed that Versace remix. I'm not gonna lie, but like then he started going too far to that side. But it's like Cole, especially with this last album, he leaned into like the new school shit, especially after like 2 albums ago when he was shitting on the new school rappers. And then he thought, like, he came back, he thought about it. He's like, you know what? Nah, let them exist. And you know what? Let me actually try it a little bit. He started using the auto-tune a little bit, leaning more into the melodics.
So much is, I don't mean to interject, but
no, go ahead.
Like, I think that so much gets documented nowadays in the social media world that everybody's so quick to be like, oh, nah, you said you didn't like this, or nah, you said you didn't do, like, you know, or like they label you a hypocrite. But music is about how you feeling at this moment in time. I might be like, you know, I'm never gonna chop down a tree in my life because I hate axes and I don't like the way they feel and blah blah blah. But in 5 years from now, I might make a whole fucking album about chopping trees down because now I chopped trees down and I did it and I overcame it and I feel a different way. So you get what I'm trying to say? Like I feel like we can't hold people now. If you will. There's an extreme to that where I think if, you know, you talking about never doing this, never, like, look at fucking Mace. Mace is a perfect example. Dude came back as like a fucking priest.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's about how you feel inside. And that's why it's so hard to be a musician, is because you actually putting out there what you feeling, you exposing yourself to the world. And I wouldn't say expose, but you allowing the world to in on what's going on in your mind. So that's not always going to be the same. If it is, you're probably not somebody I listen to because you're not evolving. If you can't be stuck in a hamster wheel, just thinking the same
exactly.
shit. You know what I'm saying? We evolve as people. We evolve as artists, as musicians, as fans. Like I don't crave the same artists that I craved in 93. In 93 I was like 6, but in fucking 2002 and 2001.
Yeah,
you know, I'm a huge M fan, but if him and Cole dropped on the same day today, I'll probably buy Cole. first and listen to it first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lying. I probably listen to him. But you get my point, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So I guess what my point is like between like the comparison with those two is like I felt like Drake literally tried to mimic the flows and like mimic the sounds where J. Cole kind of noticed there's a trend of like melodics and like stuff like that where like, all right, I can still rap, but let's get some harmonies in there and shit like that. Like where he didn't literally just try to mimic like another rapper's sound or another like genre's sound. He's like, all right, let me do what I do, use some of the beats that I make, and also get a little melodic on it and kind of follow the trend without actually copying it, make it my own. You know what I mean?
He's bridging the gap.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, do you find yourself actively trying to do that in your own music? Like kind of noticing trends and kind of stuff like that, and trying not to necessarily copy it, but kind of at least lean into it a little bit.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, I think if you listen to the new "If I Could" joint that I put out, you know, is it my favorite track I've ever done? No, it's not my favorite track. But it's a track that I'm very satisfied with and I like and I love because it's something that I'm not, you know. You look at a year ago, I did a track with D. Shout out to Big D's. Yep. You know, it was we did that bar shit because we met through the 50 bar page. So it's like, all right, let's both give him 50 bars each on a fucking dope beat. He hit me up, blah blah. You know, jumped on that shit. Now, fast forward a year, I'm doing shit that has like, don't know why I feel this way. Like I don't sing, right? But I have the tool, and I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not, right? There's a lot of people that hear auto tune or something. And they're like, oh, you know, it's to mask because you can't sing. No, let's get it clear. I cannot fucking sing. That's why I rap. However, this is a tool that allows me to kind of make my own sound, whatever it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, you don't like that? Listen to the bars because I'm about to shit all over this motherfucking beat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got that power punch no matter what. It's like a new pitch, bro. If you got a fastball and a sinker, try throwing a curveball too and learn how to throw a curveball and become effective at it. So,
yeah. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about hip hop artists? My bad. You know what's crazy about hip hop artists though? Like lately, artists that necessarily can't, like, don't have an amazing singing voice, like the M's and the Coles, like they have decent voices, but nothing like spectacular. But they've been leaning into it, and guess what? It actually kind of brings up the track a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to go out and get Usher on your fucking hook to make it sound dope.
Right. Great. Yeah. Great point. Great point. Well, and that's the thing, dude, is like, you know, just like I said, it's a tool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like right engineering, I think is the takeaway here is like, it don't matter what you sound like spitting it, because you take every single song ever made and give me the raw version of it. That was something I had like a big hurdle for me to overcome, because I would spit something and hear it and be like, oh, that sounds terrible. But I'm not an engineer. An engineer is like, oh my God, give me this and I'll fucking make it into, you know, a beautiful painting. Where I'm like, nah, I want it to sound like a beautiful painting when it comes out of my mouth right here. I want it already, you know, lack of patience, I guess, you know.
No, that's how it is though. Like I had the setup, like, I mean, I got the mic right here, but like I still go to the studio to record my project because I haven't figured it out yet. And it's that initial, like I know how to record on Pro Tools, but then you listen back and you're expecting like something great. Like, oh, I got the mic, I got the interface, I got the Pro Tools. Like it should sound good, right? No, there's a million other steps that go into it. It doesn't have to be auto-tune, but there are the things to tweak it up to make it sound good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Reverb, EQ, you know, delay, fucking, you know, noise filter, whatever it is that you use. But that's the thing, like, you know, I took a lot of time, probably more time, admittedly, than I should have to, like, understand, like, what the fuck I can go in a studio and be like, nah, add some reverb to it, like, add this. Like, now I know shit now, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an engineer though, so I had to like kind of like pump the brakes, and just like you said, yeah, I got this. This is dope. This is my creating environment. But if I'm gonna record something where I want to bang, 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 I'm still going to the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my boy having an engineer be like, boom, boom, okay, do this, boom, boom, boom. Here you go. You know, or sending it or shipping it out and having somebody mix it down.
Do you find yourself like? I mean, I don't know why. I guess it's because I watched it, but like did you watch the Kanye documentary?
Nah, I haven't. Like I don't watch a lot of TV. That is the only reason why. I would though.
I would recommend it. And the only reason why is because like, I mean, it kind of makes you feel bad for a minute when you're watching it, but I guess you come back to reality. It's like there's artists like him out there that have been like from the ground up. Like he just came up with as a producer. Like he was making beats and then he was recording other artists and then he got himself big through that. Then he decided to rap. So he starts rapping. So it's like when you watch him in the studio, especially in the later years or the mid to later years, like and you just listen to him as a fan too, like the sounds that he's just created. It's not like that dude does not follow trends. I mean, he does sometimes, but like he's like setting trends. You know what I mean? And the knowledge that comes with it. It almost makes me think like do you find yourself now as an older artist, like compared to when you were younger, obviously, like do you find yourself trying to pay more attention to that type of shit, like the ins and outs of songs, not just going into the studio and being like, all right, I wrote this, now you do your job, I'll do mine? Are you trying to figure out the other shit more?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because now I also have okay, where are we now, right? We know all the variables. We know you missed a lot of time. We know you missed out on whatever. None of that matters. What matters is now. What are you trying to do now? What are the realizations that are available or to come? So yeah, I want to make. I don't want to be famous. Let me get that 100% clear. I don't want to be on TMZ because I was at a red light picking my nose and like, oh, 5 seconds, no, like, yeah, I don't want fucking people on my front lawn. I will punch you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But give me somebody like Joel's Ortiz's career where he like, he can still go to fucking Target and go shopping and give daps to the motherfuckers who know who he is. But and also make a living off of this shit to provide for his family. Give me what I'm making right now at work, grinding, doing the shit I love, and I'm fine with that. Now, with that being said, sky's the limit. I'm not gonna cap myself.
Yeah.
Right. But I also performing. I started getting back into that was something I had no control over getting back into until the pandemic hit. Like I did the Grimo ciphers and shit, but October was my first show in God knows how long. Since then, I've done like 7 shows. But I write now, I'm like, oh shit, I don't even like that song anymore because I can't even perform it. As dope as it sounds, I can't ever perform it because I either gonna get shredded like fucking Jason Momoa and get like 100 hours of cardio in per week. But like I write with that in mind. For example, I write with does this have replay value in mind? It's absolutely has changed the way that I write. Absolutely.
Do you find like, I don't know how what's like your influences when you're writing? Like when you write, do you just like kind of search through beats, you find the beat and then you just draw inspiration through that? Or you kind of like in a mood already during the day, so you're like, all right, let me look for this type of beat and this is kind of what I want to be writing about today? Like how's that work for you?
I would say like a little bit of everything. It depends. There's like a pie chart, I guess. I think most of the time though, I'm going through beats that I know I wanted to write to. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll pull that beat out and I'll start and I'm like, no, I don't feel how I felt when I wanted to write to it. Yeah. So searching for the beat that you feeling at the moment is tough too. I haven't done a whole lot of it, but my boy Dave, who makes my beats, that I've also shout out to Dillinger, he makes a lot of my shit. We've been friends since we were kids. Getting together and building from scratch is something he presses and presses and presses on me. And it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just I have my process, which is I kind of don't have a process. You know what I mean? So I just let it kind of come to me. And if I hear something, sometimes I'll be like, 78% done with a track. And like, right, I'm going to do this track tonight. Somebody sends me a beat like, yo, you like this beat? And I'm like, oh, shit. And then I'll write a million fucking bars to it. Then I'll hear another beat I like. And I'm like, oh, this is real dope. And I'll spend 4 weeks on like 2 bars. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe not that much. But you get my point. There's no right or wrong way. A little bit of everything, I guess, is the answer to that.
Are you able to go back? Like I used to, like before, like if I wrote like even, I could write like 8 to 10 bars even, like get most of the way through the verse. But like if I left it that day, I couldn't go back and finish it. But now, like I have like 20 songs I'm working on literally right now. That like some of them are done, some of them aren't. But I'm like, I'm not going to one specific track every day. It's like, all right, I'm in this mood today. Let me go back to that beat and I'll finish that one, or at least try to finish that one. Like, do you do that a lot, or do you try to finish front to back one verse at a time? Or song, I guess.
So I'll write like it's like a puzzle for me. I'll write, like, I might hear a beat and write maybe, I don't know, 20 bars, and then I'll hear the beat again the next day, whether I'm at, work, driving, whatever I'm doing. I'll hear it and I'll think of some other bars. And I'm like, ooh, these are dope. And I'm like, okay, well, you can only fit 16 in this verse. You got 20, like, which, I like the way that this flows too, because I'm a flower too. So it's got to roll off the tongue. As dope as it sounds, I can't put bars 1, 2, 3, and 4 with 5, 6, 7, and 8, because 9 and 10 flow smooth. Like, it's like a puzzle, like, literally. That's the way I write. It's got to flow, but also stay on topic and content. I don't want to just be talking about, cerebral miracles, my lyrical critical. I aim and I shoot, but aim and like, I don't want to just rhyme words to rhyme. That's, to me, it's pointless. You know what I mean?
It's true,
If you ain't saying nothing, there's a lot of people who hear the fast rap and they're like, oh, he ain't saying nothing. No, I try to make sure every bar I'm saying something. Sometimes it's full of shit because you can't think of anything else. But yeah, man. I mean, that's like the raw scoop behind my process, man. Like, I try new things. Like, I got the whiteboard. You know what I mean? I throw something on there. If I'm like, Bando's got a red hat, man, don't want to head back. Bando, and so like I'll split it up and I'll be like Bando, and then like here I'm like got a red hat. Okay, it's got to be 5 syllables. Bando, Mando, Ando, got a red hat. Got a bad back. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, I'm like, so and that's kind of, but it's gonna, it's gonna hit the beat too. You know what I'm saying? Syllables is like big for me.
No, I hear you, bro. That's actually, I'm not gonna try to steal that from you, but that's actually a dope. That's been my issue. Is like, I love syllable raps. Like, I try to do a lot. I try to. I do it all the time, but like sometimes I'll get so fucking stuck because I'm like, oh, how many fucking syllables? It's not working. But I mean, break it down like you just did. It seems so much fucking easier.
But like they shit on it because they can't do it. I'm telling you, like 100%. It's like and. It's the same regard to like auto-tune, right? Like, I can't make that auto-tune. I ain't gonna shit on it because I can't do it. There's people who like that shit and appreciate it, but they'll shit on it publicly in a like, you know what I'm saying? Like Verbs is a dude who like his syllables and like his like in his melodies too. So like it's like a Mortal Kombat character, right? You got different stances and styles. You can take, for me, it's like flow and punchlines and delivery. Like, those are my 3 attributes. You might have somebody else who has, the multis, like a Sean Price, and the syllables, and their punchlines ain't as great as this guy's. But it's like, Madden attributes, actually. It's probably the best way to put it.
No, it makes sense, though. I mean, I could tell you kind of do the same thing I do, though. Like, I don't break it down like you do when I'm writing it. But, like, I always know. Like, I'm not one of those rappers who can be like, all right, this word ends my first bar, this word ends the second one. They kind of sound the same. Like, I'll make it work. Right. Like, I have to make sure like 2 to 3 of the last couple of words, like, they all line up. You know what I mean? Like, once in a while you hear me not do that, but most of the time when you hear me rap, like, the last few words of every bar are gonna line up together, not just on syllables, but like on rhymes.
Right. No, you definitely like that. And that was so like, I met you and Ward at the same time, obviously, and you guys are like a perfect yin and yang here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you have that, like, but when the test the best of both is, when the best of both is, you know what I'm saying? And Wardo is like that, without giving too much away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, no. So it's like, and he got the bars too. So it's like, I guess the takeaway is there's no right or wrong way to do any of it, man. There's really not.
No.
There's sometimes where I hear a beat and I just write right from the fucking heart, and it's like, I don't give a fuck about syllables. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm just writing. Like that track Unconditional I did. I wrote that shit in 48 hours. I put on a beat and I write 70 bars just because I'm fucking just amped, whether my kids are fucking giving me a bad day, or whether my car broke down, or whether fucking my job's stressing me out, or whether, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's the beauty of it too. So again, it's a pie chart. Most of the time I appreciate the sport of it with the syllable shit, but I work in all facets, man. Or at least I try to,
No, absolutely. I mean, I think when it comes to like that type of like emotional rap, like you kind of bend your own rules to make shit work. You know what I mean? Because you're just something's not going to be perfect all the time. But I get what you're saying. All All right, man. I gotta let you go in a minute, but I want to wrap this up nicely. So, April 5th. No, sorry, May 5th.
May 5th.
Is the we'll call it the first drop.
Yeah, volume 1. It's a long time coming. Oh, let's get a little. Oh shit!
Yeah, let's get a little funky.
Yeah, May 5th, 5/5. I'm dropping long time coming, and be something at least something for the people to chew on for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's nothing groundbreaking. It's just 5. You want to hear 5 spit? Peep it. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear 5 spit. I get some dope features on it, some dope beats, dope producers, dope engineering. Looking forward to dropping and just having something that's tangible. I can see it and listen to it while I work on some more shit. So
I was gonna say, so besides that, I mean, obviously that's big, 5/5. What else should we be expect? What else can everyone expect from you in the near future? Obviously, we talked about the Mickey Facts thing, so definitely keep us all posted on
May
that.
3rd. Yep. Yeah.
You got any other live shows coming up? Any other features or projects you're working on? Anything coming up that you can talk about?
Yeah. So no, nothing that I guess I can talk about. Nothing like super crazy, but we'll see what happens. Obviously I'm looking to work with as many people as I can in the next upcoming year. I love networking with people, you know what I mean? So get at me. But I've just had a lot on my plate in terms of I'm somebody who I like to, again, be all things to all people. I put a lot on my plate where I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And I'm like, oh fuck, I can't do it. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? I've been focusing on my own shit for a little while. Winter was tough, man. Quarantine, it's been mentally stressful and draining, and dude, your dad too, you know what I mean? We all go through it, but I would say coming up in terms of live shows, I know on the 26th out here is that round 2, so I didn't win obviously in that shit. This dude J. Lou won. Shout out to J. Lou. All right. But I'm always looking to network and do some shit downtown. So I don't have anything necessarily on the docket. I've been talking about doing some surprise shows here and there. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But we'll see what happens, man. I wish I could come out to the Bars of Death shit, man. I know that they're doing a live show on May 28th. Is it the 28th?
Yeah, the 28th. Yeah.
Right. 28th, right? Yeah. So, good luck to everybody competing that night and, those performing. We'll see what changes between now and then, but, hopefully I can get out there.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I'll be out to show my Canada to peep some love before it's all said and done. So, other than that, man, we'll just see what happens. Shout out to Bars of Death. Shout out to, all the artists, man, who always submitting. That dude K.O. Davis, I seen him too. Shout out to K.O. Davis. I don't know too much about him, but that dude was coming pretty hard. So
it's a shame he was a no-show. G-Dot did kill his verse, but it's a shame K.O. was a no-show, bro, because K.O. was beasting through those first couple rounds.
Yeah. Shout out to G-Dot too. I met G-Dot, I think the first time I heard him was in 50 Bar Challenge. He's been around for a minute too. Memo, same thing. There's so many dudes, man, that I met that are still doing it and putting it down and putting out quality work and verses. So, y'all know me, man. I got love for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know how it go, man. You got to be Brady on the mic and then Brady on the field too. You know what I mean? Brady's press conference booth at the end and say all the right things, and then when you step on the field, gotta have that laser focus. You know what I mean? So.
Hell yeah.
Same 5. Ain't shit changed.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, man. Like I said to Ulysses, it's the same with you, man. We could talk for days about this shit, so we'll definitely have you back on at some point.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on, man.
But give me some. I'll shoot you a message after this. Just give me some info so I can put the dates in the comments and everything underneath, so people can go and I'll get some links from you too for your Instagram and everything for people who haven't followed you yet, can't go follow you.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro. Yeah, you're right, man. We could chop it up all night, but we gotta go do the damn thing. So appreciate you having me, man, and looking forward to seeing the rest of them. I watched the shit you did with Ulysses the other night too. So looking forward to this series and best of luck going forward with this shit. And yeah, man, looking forward to the rest of 2022, man. Good weather's coming, baby. Northeast, what up? Yeah, summer's coming, baby.
Bro.
All right, man. Bro. Yo, appreciate you, bro.
I'll hit you up in a little bit.
All right, holla. Peace, yo.
All right, later.